So, we're going to have another mobile game from Nintendo that is going to be based off of the Fire Emblem series, dubbed Fire Emblem Heroes. Um, now, now I imagine this is probably going to play like your typical Fire Emblem game, tactical RPG. Um, Nothing new there. The thing that is new and somewhat interesting is that this game is going to be the first, well, it's the second game that they've developed, but this will be a free-to-play game with in-app purchases. So it follows more the traditional
pay to play.
Well, not free-to-play game model where you can play on one level, but if you want additional things, you can of course purchase things. Pokemon Go does not count because that technically wasn't developed by Nintendo. That is licensed out by Niantic. Nintendo has very little to do with that game. Super Mario Run, of course, gave you a demo of 3 levels to play, and then you unlock the entire game, $10. Personally, and I mentioned it here on the podcast, I thought it would sell a lot better than it did, but apparently a lot of people have not. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I think it's somewhere around only 20% of those who downloaded it actually spent the $10 on the full game.
Wanna know why?
Why?
It's just another Mario game.
But one you can play one-handed.
Also, you can, well, I'm sure you could play one-handed with a Wii remote, so.
Yeah. But I also think, well, I mean, there are other things that weird DRM that apparently you don't want to play if you have mobile data constraints on your plan. You don't want to play Super Mario Run when you're not connected to Wi-Fi because apparently, like, it can use as much as like 200 to 300 megs in a single like play session.
Ooh.
Just because of the DRM nonsense on it. I haven't confirmed that, but I've heard that number been thrown around. So that's kind of weird. And it honestly, like, I was waiting for the game to come to Android, and then I was going to pay for it. I don't think I'm going to now. But Fire Emblem Heroes is the next attempt by Nintendo to break into the mobile games market. It's going to have in-app purchases, so this will be a lot more appealing to people. I don't know that as many people know about Fire Emblem as I do about Mario, though, so there is that issue that I see.
I feel like Fire Emblem is becoming more, like, recognizable thanks to Smash Brothers.
Yeah, and the Fire Emblem games on 3DS have like literally breathed new life into the franchise. When they made Fire Emblem Awakening, the first one, and now they've announced another 3DS title, another 3DS Fire Emblem game. So this will be like the third one that they're coming out with for the system. That's crazy. I don't think any system has had 3 Fire Emblem games to its name, but 3DS will.
No, that'll be 4th.
Really?
Well, if you want to count those, they're 2 separate games.
Conquest and Birthright for Fates.
Yeah, so
I
don't know. It's like Pokemon.
That's exactly what it is.
It's like there's like 2 games. They're both pretty much identical, except they're console or game exclusives.
Yeah. It's like Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons.
Yeah,
they are technically 2 separate games, but developed at the same time.
So I guess decide that for yourself.
So, but Awakening was going to be their last game that they did for Fire Emblem because the series was not selling well. That game like sold like crazy. I want to say it probably is in like the top 10 best-selling games for the system. I know my brother-in-laws all love to play Awakening. I think one has Birthright, the other one has Conquest. And I wonder if they even know about this new one coming out. But Fire Emblem Heroes is going to be it's going to have this interesting mechanic to it that apparently got Nintendo in trouble before because the monetization method that they're going to be using is, and by the way, this article was found on Game of Sutra, so I don't quite fully understand what they're talking about because they're making mention to a Japanese game that was not released in the West. But apparently there was a game called Kampu Gacha, and it basically gave players special bonuses for having complete sets of items that were given out that are generated at random. Kind of like in Overwatch when you buy, like when you spend points or whatever on those packs and you get random items. Like sometimes they're skins, sometimes they're other things. But apparently this would like reward you if you had a complete set of a certain set of items. And apparently that got Nintendo in some trouble over in Japan, because I guess it's akin to I guess gambling or something like that. I'm not 100% sure why it was considered bad, but Fire Emblem Heroes is going to use something similar. It'll use an in-game currency that is spent on a semi-randomized generation of heroes, and they will affect, your ability to play. So probably you're going to have like a roulette wheel. If you spend money or the in-game currency on a character, you may get Marth, you may get a minor character. It'll be kind of luck of the draw with that. But it sounds like a cool idea. I think it would work on a mobile game. Ethically, I don't see what's wrong. Like, I don't see the problem.
No, it's like, I'm going to get rewarded for having a complete set. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And there's no, we're not sure if the in-app currency is going to translate directly to how much money you put into the game. Probably not. I would suspect that, like in other Fire Emblem games, like you get certain drops of money from enemies you defeat and whatnot. You might have to wait a certain amount of, if you lose a character. That's another thing. Like, are they going to keep the, if you lose a character, they're dead, there's no reviving them, or are they going to have like a casual mode? Maybe both. The 3DS versions of those games kind of have a casual versus a old school method of playing. So it's a neat idea. I think Nintendo should make more of these as far as mobile games go, and just try different things, see what works. Because obviously Super Mario Run did not quite do as well as they expected. Would you get this? You ever played a Fire Emblem game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have.
Yeah, I played Sacred Stones.
Same here.
I think there was a DS one that I played. I played Awakening, and then yeah, no, that's it.
Well, you played more than me because I've only played Sacred Stones. But yeah, it's a good idea.
I don't know if I'd get this just because it's I've kind of made it like a thing to not get like games that I might spend money on or that like require me to actually care about them.
Like Pokemon Go.
Well, I got rid of Pokemon Go. But yeah, like I spent like I think almost $30 on that game just getting like Pokeballs and like potions and those like Mister things that like attract Pokemon to you. And like I stepped back for a second. I was like,
what am I doing?
This is a phone. Like the only kind of games that I should have on this thing are games that like I play when I'm like waiting for someone and I just need to pass time. So it's like I'll whip my phone out and I'll play like I've got this little game where you shoot marbles and you like break glass walls and like you try and see how far you can get. Mm-hmm. It's a fun game and it's not something that I have to actually care about. Yeah. My brother He's playing this like Final Fantasy game that's like recently come out. That seems kind of like this, except as far as like the battle system. I don't know if they've actually confirmed what the battle system is going to be for this game or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it might be similar to the way that this Final Fantasy one is, and he's been playing that like a normal game. Like he's put a stupid amount of hours into this app. And I don't want to be like committed to an app game.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you because a few years ago I was playing the Android version of Final Fantasy, and I just fell out of playing it after a while. If I'd been playing on a handheld or a console, I would not have given up. But there is something about playing on a phone that just, I don't know, feels wrong with certain types of games.
It's because like you can play lots of games and like different types of games on your phone, and like that's fine. I'm not gonna judge you too much about it, but there's no reason why you should spend more than like, I don't know, like 20 minutes a day playing like a game on your app. Mm-hmm. And that's like put all together of the amount of times that you do it. It's like if you're doing more than like 20 minutes a day on an app on your phone that's a game, I don't know, it's like it's weird to say like you shouldn't be invested that much when like I literally put hours into like console games.
But that's different.
I know. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, of course it's different. But when I say it out loud, it's just like, it's kind of the same thing. It's just your phone. But like you said, it's there's something weird about spending that much time playing a game on your phone.
So I'll give you this example. There was one, I don't know if I doubt this is still the case, but there was a period of time where you could download Dragon Quest VIII for free off Google Play. Don't know why. I just got an email about it saying, hey, download this for free off Google Play right now. It's free right now. Go do it. Or it may be like, because Square charges stupid amounts of prices for their mobile versions of their games, like $15, $20. No, I don't know how they're making money off that. But I downloaded it. I uploaded it, or downloaded it, played it. Didn't get into any battles or anything like that. Like, or I think there was like maybe an initial battle. Then I was walking around in town. You could only play the game in portrait mode. That's stupid. Or I couldn't figure out how to get into landscape mode at all. I have that game on my phone. It's easily the biggest game that I have. I also have other games like Pac-Man, a pool game, and Uno. Guess which games I play more on my phone?
Uno and pool.
Yeah. Because I just don't have the attention span for it. The other thing is playing games on your phone, like, I don't know about you, but I'm constantly like worried about like how much resources and how much battery life that I have left on my phone. When you playing games is like the most battery draining activity you can possibly do on your phone. So
yeah, that's another thing. Like, I'd much rather listen to my music or use my GPS
or use it to contact people, what a phone is, originally meant for.
Yeah, than play like a game that's like, I don't know,
that you're going to get a better experience on a dedicated system or PC.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
But I still think this will do well.
Yeah.
I still think it'll... I mean, I said that about Super Mario Run. I could be wrong about this too. But if you're interested in Fire Emblem games and you don't have an aversion to playing games on your phone like we do, pick it up. It's free.